Hello friends, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be looking at all the latest news and updates in and around San Diego Comic-Con 2024, which of course we will also went to as well and had a lot of fun at. So yes, there was a lot of stuff that came out around the Rings of Power Season 2, and we're going to be summarizing it all in one video for you guys so you can stay up to date surrounding everything around the show. We're under a month now from season 2, so there's a lot to prepare and a lot of new videos come out, so make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. One of the first things we heard at the panel and actually saw was a clip where Halbrand says to Celebrimbor, quote, "The rings, they work wonders." This clip hasn't been made public yet, but us in the crowd did get to see it, so we are seeing here Celebrimbor being convinced by Halbrand, and it seems like it's not taken him much trouble to just saying the rings, they work wonders. It looks like it won't take long for Celebrimbor to be influenced by Halbrand, who will later of course be Anatar as well. So yeah, let us know what you think about how this interaction of convincing Celebrimbor to forge rings will go throughout this season. But next up, we have something very exciting, is that there will be Ents and Ent wives in the Rings of Power Season 2. And to further this information, we also got really big confirmation that Olivia Williams is voicing the Ent wife Winter Blossom, and Jib Broadbent, Oscar winner, is voicing the Ent Snaggleroot. We did get a hint to Ents in the start of Season 1 when the stranger came across the sky in his meteor, but it's going to be so exciting to now see them in Season 2, and we do have somewhat of an idea as to what his story will involve, as we know Theo and Aronde will be linking up and meeting with the Ents, as said at San Diego Comic-Con, and in a later interview Theo even mentioned that he will have his own Merry and Pippin moment. So yes, a lot to see there, hopefully. Now let's move over to Númenor, where Elendil actor Lloyd Owen speaks a bit about how his character and Númenor will fare throughout the season. He says, quote, "There is a coming battle for the soul of Númenor." Then a few seconds later, "and feelings for the women to my left." And of course that woman is indeed Cynthia Addai-Robinson, who plays the character Queen Miriel. And then he also says, "My daughter is a complicated one." So we're getting a bit of an insight as to what to expect, mainly around Elendil and his family and relationships in Season 2. He's going to potentially have a romantic bond with Miriel. In the footage not shown to the public, we did see a little bit of a romance moment between the two, holding each other. Then of course in the new clip from recently, we saw Iarian roll down the palantir in the throne room. So yes, a lot more to come there. Now some more major updates. We learnt in Horhage that Isildur will face Shelob in the Rings of Power Season 2, and we had hints earlier from the trailers that he was indeed in a spider's lair, but now we have confirmation and our first look of Shelob and of course Isildur fending her off and the spiders. How much of Shelob we will see, we don't know. They did confirm it won't be in a women format, unlike the Shadow of Mordor war games. So yes, it's going to be Shelob in creature form.
We see him wrong-footed and the rug is pulled out from under his feet. We see him lost and upturned and disorientated, and I think that's for me it's been a really exciting thing to play. And hopefully for you to watch it, seeing him spar with Tom Bombadil is going to be pretty exciting.
And sing with Tom Bombadil.
Oh, well, a little singing with Tom Bombadil, who wouldn't? We would, right?
So yes, here was part of a clip of Daniel Wayman on the Stranger and Tom Bombadil, and we also got confirmation that they both will be singing in Season 2. They can be singing together or singing opposite each other. So yes, Tom Bombadil will be doing his famous usual singing, but so will the Stranger, which will be very exciting to see. And talking about singing, we can now play a clip from Benjamin Walker at San Diego Comic-Con of him singing as Gil-galad.
Eldarie, rivetula
So I absolutely can't wait to hear that in the show and how that will end up sounding.
The question is, do you think that maybe in the Rings of Power there's an opportunity for Glorfindel to exist beyond the pages of Tolkien? Thank you.
The answer is yes.
Quick yes.
50 hours is a long time. We got a long story to tell, so there's room for a lot of surprising people to show up.
But moving along, showrunner Patrick McKay confirms that Glorfindel can show up in the Rings of Power. So this was big news. Someone asked straight away a question. Glorfindel was omitted from a lot of other adaptations. Can he be in this show? And Patrick McKay's straight up answer was yes, as you can see in the video played earlier. So it seemed like that's going to be someone coming at some point. And then after that, the video just cut off where he said Celebrimbor is also coming too. So these are two major confirmations, but it also confirms that both aren't in season 2, unfortunately. But they'll be coming, they're in the plan, and will be revealed and in the story at some point. So we can carry on discussing for a number of years now where is Celebrimbor and how Glorfindel will be introduced. Then we have an interesting answer from Patrick McKay on whether we will see an LGBTQ character in the show in the future, and he said maybe you already have. And the potential characters this may be, from I think speculation at the panel and then online afterwards as well, and even in interviews, is the characters Nori and Poppy, the two half-wits from season 1, who are again quite close friends. So maybe that storyline will, as of right now, potentially lead to what will be this LGBTQ storyline that Patrick McKay, the showrunner, is on about here. And furthermore, Charlie Vickers talks about one of the biggest things around season 1, which was the Galadriel-Halbrand relationship, also known as Haladriel, some people shipped, but he speaks about it here in this clip.
We've seen so far, there aren't any scenes together in which we can see that sizzling chemistry. Can you give me a little bit of hope, as for all the fan fiction writers in the room, that we more Sauron and Galadriel in season 2?
I think there is hope, for sure. What can we say?
Say it.
Yeah, I think we will.
Any more questions?
So it was also confirmed that they're hardly actually going to see each other this season. There's only maybe 1 or 2 actual instances where they will see each other again in season 2, but that doesn't mean that there is still some thing that's going to be going on where at least their stories will parallel until they maybe meet again or something like that. But they are still emphasizing the Galadriel and Halbrand Sauron stuff isn't finished, and of course there hopefully might be a conclusion or some point near the end of season 2. So some very interesting stuff from clips we saw that the public haven't seen. During the 4th, we'll be at the Forge in Eregion with Anatar when he makes the Dwarven Rings of Power, and then in a behind the scenes video we also get to see Durin the 3rd there as well. So we know Durin gets an invitation from Celebrimbor in Eregion and they both go, seemingly, and this is probably where they find out about the rings. So that's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how that plays out. And also I believe it was mentioned that Anatar will also be potentially in Khazad-dûm as well. So we're going to see a bit of Sauron in the Dwarven Kingdom as well, and maybe potentially using the desire of dwarves and their ambition to hopefully give them some rings. As we do know from one of the stills from the trailer, Durin the 3rd opens a box which seems like it has one of the Dwarven Rings of Power, and it takes him quite quickly as we see him knock his son away in that throne room scene. We also have another interesting tidbit, is that at some point we will see Theo's dad in the show. He will be revealed to us, the audience. So this is quite interesting because of course it seems there's nothing too imminent, but the person of who his dad is, who Bronwyn's, I guess, husband was maybe for a bit, is going to be a big focal point of the show, because of course Bronwyn is no longer in the show. So maybe we weren't meant to see the father, but now that Bronwyn had to leave or die off, basically he now has his father that's going to come back into it. Or maybe there was a plan all along to have Theo's father's identity revealed. But regardless, let us know who you think Theo's dad is. Of course, some people are thinking maybe imagine it was Sauron. However, that would be a bit weird, very weird in fact. But beyond that, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. Finally, we also got a really interesting thing. We now know that Bear McCreary's soundtrack is coming out August 23rd, and there are some very interesting titles on that track list, and of course there are some spoilers looking at it, but we will read out and have it on screen for you right now. And one track is already out, which is called The Last Battle of Damrod, and it has a heavy metal song and includes some clips that will show on screen right now as well. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to be incorporated into the show, because it is a very strong heavy metal song. Will it be an end credits scene? Will it be shown during the battles? Who knows? And we're also going to be seeing, as mentioned before, Benjamin Walker singing, Daniel Wayman singing, Tom Bombadil, Rory Kinnear singing, and of course Disa as well, Sophia Nomvete. So yes, a lot of very exciting things to see right there. But let us know once the track comes out what you think of the Season 2 tracks for The Rings of Power Season 2. But let's leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest news surrounding The Rings of Power Season 2. But until the next video, my friends, goodbye.